Mention the word upgrade to somebody who's in audio and video production, and they might groan and moan. It's not always an easy, straightforward process. Mine certainly wasn't. This is going to be an extremely non-technical overview of my upgrade to the M4 Mac Studio. So the first question you got to ask yourself is why upgrade? Want versus need. I can only share my experiences as someone who's hired to create audio and video content. The M1 Mac Mini had gotten me a long way, but it was starting to get slow and unreliable, specifically relating to video editing in Final Cut Pro. Served me very well for the past 3 years, but as my audio projects got a little bit larger, as virtual libraries get a little bit bigger with higher RAM footprints, and as I do more and more video content using multicam editing, things were starting to get a little bit dicey. So the next question is, which computer? We are absolutely spoiled for choice when it comes to computers. I'm a Mac guy, so it was going to be no-brainer. It was going to be a Mac. Would I love a MacBook Pro, the souped-up Max chip? Yeah, it'd be pretty cool, but I don't really have a need for mobile. I'd already done the mini route, wanted something a little bit more powerful, so it was going to be between the Mini Pro and the Studio Max. Ultimately, I went for the M4 Mac Studio Max configuration because price-wise, between a souped-up Mini Pro and Mac Studio, I just felt for that extra price, you get that SD card reader on the front, which I just use all the time, and I've really missed it. So that's ultimately why I decided on that configuration. In terms of specs, I've been running with 16 gigs of RAM the last 3 years, but for the most part, because it's the M1 chip, it's done very, very well. But again, I wanted to go bigger this time. I wanted to keep up with those larger virtual sample libraries. So I went with 64. I briefly contemplated 128, but that was going to be like over another $1,000 or $1,200, so got to cut it off at some point in time. This computer is expensive enough. Most sample library companies are recommending 16 gigs RAM minimum. My personal recommendation to you, if you're serious about audio, is to go 32 minimum, because the libraries are getting bigger and more sophisticated, and you're just going to need more. And the thing is about getting a Mac, you can't update it after the fact. Maybe you can still get special tools, crack it open and hope for the best. I'm not brave enough to do that. How was my upgrade experience? Absolutely miserable. I decided to use Time Machine to try to make an easy transfer between my M1 Mini and the M4 Mac Studio. Instantly, all kinds of problems, specifically related to audio dropouts, random dropouts through watching videos, dropouts on Logic, on Final Cut Pro, everything. Completely and utterly useless. Thought it was my interface. Swapped out my Focusrite interface for Universal Audio Volt, which is very nice, by the way. That'll be a review for another time. Same thing. Random audio dropouts. Dug down the deep, dark rabbit hole of YouTube, forums, Reddit, all kinds of troubleshooting. I finally reached my limit. Let's just say things got a little bit interesting. Contacted Apple, asked for a return, got a return label. I boxed up that sucker. I couldn't wait to send it back. One step out the front door to drop it off at the distribution center, only to realize that it was closed that evening, and I had to wait until the next morning. Next morning, woke up and I remembered a video from a fantastic YouTuber by the name of John Meyer. I remember one of the videos he had done on upgrading his Macs. He had used the frightening and horrible expression, clean install. I know, scary, right? So I said to myself, John can do it, why can't I do it? So clean install it was. Starting from scratch, installing every piece of software, finding serial numbers, contacting developers, setting up everything again. It was just absolutely just miserable, painful, excruciating process. But I'm happy to say that everything is running smooth as silk now. So thank you, John. In fact, I've found about 250 extra gigabytes on my hard drive of space from stuff that I just didn't transfer over that I just don't need. Let's talk about audio. Performance in Logic now is as snappy and smooth as ever. I feel like I can confidently run a lot of virtual libraries now from some of the larger sample libraries that use a lot of mic positions and have a really heavy RAM footprint. I feel like I don't have to bounce down things all the time. Huge, massive performance upgrade, in my opinion. But where this computer really shines is through video production. Final Cut has never been as smooth as it is now. Scrubbing through files, multicam editing, exports, you name it, buttery, smooth. Even AirDrop is working better and faster now. Now, maybe that's because of the iOS upgrade on the phone. I really couldn't tell you for sure. But does it make any noise, you ask? Absolutely not. I can't hear anything. There's no noticeable sound picking up from this microphone. Virtually inaudible. For me, for somebody who does almost as much video content now as I do audio content, the Mac Studio was always going to be the way to go. I know the M5 chips are probably out by the time this video's out, so you might want to take a look at those. My personal opinion is that for most people, the minis are still going to be the way to go for the vast majority of users. But try to upgrade that RAM if you can. If you run a lot of virtual sample libraries and you're into video editing, save yourself all kinds of headaches and just go with the Mac Studio. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money for me. It's money that I did not want to spend, but I'm very glad that I did because my workflow is so much better now. And I have clients that are paying me for audio and video content, so I need a reliable machine. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Get on that mailing list. Link is in the description for exclusive savings on my course offerings. Thanks for watching. Get out there composing. Catch you in the next one.